You know, we want to hydrate 1 billion people to thrive every day.
I think what we're selling is a different way of behaving. There's so many factors to it, right? You're creating a space that it's a lot more fun.
The perception of like a water dispenser now, so that it's boring.
The future of hydration was always very clear, but for us it means finding a way where hydration is not just better for people and also in a way that's actually sustainable.
I think here you need to have a lot of ambition and people that are very intrinsically motivated because things move super quickly here.
Aquablu was already growing quite a lot, but with own funds.
We've had so many more exciting ideas, a more beautiful design.
But we didn't yet have the resources to kind of like put all of that into place.
It became very clear that we needed to fundraise.
When we went to the Dragon's Den podcast, I wasn't really expecting to raise money.
Was het? Ja, ik heb 1,1 miljoen geclosed net.
Morning.
Hey, good morning.
How you doing?
Very well. My name is Marc Stokvis. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Aquablu.
I'm Marc, co-founder and CCO at Aquablu.
I'm 29 years old, and together with Marc,
We started Aquablu around 7 years ago.
the idea sparked when I went to Cape Town, South Africa. I was on a surf trip at one of the most beautiful beaches of Cape Town, and I saw all the plastic water bottles floating by, and I thought, you know, we have this technology presently available where we can turn any form of water into drinking water, but still everybody ships their bottles globally. What if we could just find a smarter way to do that?
We are from the Netherlands, which the tap water quality is quite good, but it varies per country, but even per building. So what Aquablu does, where we use the tap water, but then we filter it out, so the water quality, which is the basis of every drink, is really good. And then afterwards we add the flavors and the fun stuff, vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, so you can really tailor on people's wishes, and by the end of the day make sure people drink more.
In 2024, we've been extremely busy building out the brand and building out the distribution, getting the initial kind of product market fit really to a level where we could say, you know, okay, this works. Therefore, the big goal in 2025 was how we're going to scale this.
I think the biggest thing for us in 2025 was getting the right people together. You can have capital, but if you don't have the people to execute it, that's, I think, the most important part.
There's not that many places that you get to develop a new innovative hardware product, and that's one of the things that's really exciting about working at Aquablu for me.
The reason why I applied and what struck me when I ran the interviews was the passion I saw in people, really engaged people, really people that want to make it happen, people that solve it.
And you're given a lot of responsibility, so being able to take that on and you yourself wanting to do good, and then that goes beyond just how you work, but like what drives you and what like gets you up and motivated every day.
This feels like a team, right? A lot of people actually, some are here since the first day, which is exceptional, that you can keep people for 5-6 years.
Oh, en multitouch! Oh, wat is dat? Wat? Multitouch.
Hey mannen.
Aquablu grew very quickly in size in many ways. We need to make sure the ways of working, the structure, the way we work with each other, the expectations we have for each other, the quality of our work needs to scale as well.
The challenge is to kind of go to the next level, and that challenge is always a bit vague, right? Because what does it mean, right? Like you can say, like, yeah, we need to go to the next level, but it comes with all kinds of challenges, and some of them you see, some of them you don't see.
Funding means that you can also grow within a team. Of course, it's nicer if you can have funds to actually implement the strategy that you built, but there's also a lot that you can prepare for the time when you have more funds, more budget, in order to just, you know, switch the flip and set things live.
We were already starting to look at our current structures and processes and setups to prepare for that growth, but we didn't yet have the resources to kind of like put all of that into place.
We had a really big growth plan, really large growth ambition, but it became very clear that we needed to fundraise.
We were first going the VC route that everyone keeps on telling you this is the right route to take or this is how you do it.
I think that first discussions that helped me a lot to kind of understand, okay, how does the fundraising landscape work? Because we've always been bootstrapped. We had bank funding, we kind of understood that, but we'd never raised money from external investors before. And ultimately, I think it also helped us really understand what we wanted and what we didn't want.
And during the process, we talked to so many people. And starting off with VC, but soon also came to realization that maybe that's not the route for us at this moment.
It was about what Aquablu needed and not what me or Marc needed, but what Aquablu truly needed.
We need people to trust in our vision and not try to control it. And I think that was the big difference where we made the pivot from more of the VC standard practices to private investors.
We needed 7 million, that was clear.
We were also lucky that one of our advisors, Frans van Houten, was willing to lead this investment round.
So when we went to the Dragon's Den podcast, I wasn't really expecting to raise money. Barblaan. Dragon's Den, it used to be a TV show. I'm not sure if it's still a TV show on the Dutch television, but it's inspired by Shark Tank. They now came up with a podcast and not really focused on pitching and doing deals, but it's mostly focused on hearing people's story, the entrepreneurial journey. So very excited.
How do you deal with stress? Because you seem very unstressed.
The stress, I think it's always there. Yes, I probably feel like a bit stressed before, like, oh, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna do it, but I turn it into energy when I start. Let's go, let's kick some ass. And it could be the same thing with a podcast. You could feel some initial stress in the beginning, like, oh, what are they gonna ask, what are they gonna do? And stress is just part of working, I would assume, right? You have expectations, those need to be met. In this last 7 years, it's been a journey to change my relationship to stress. When you are able to turn stress into energy or something that fuels you rather than breaks you, you have a recipe for success. It kind of helps me in both ways. Vamos. We're a little bit early. 5 minutes, that's okay. Yeah, it's pretty funny because I go there and then we bring our own camera.
They say that seeing is believing.
Kanaal, maar we zijn niet
in principe als 50% recurring is het een soort SaaS model.
Drinks as a service.
Ja,
in plaats van SaaS.
Water as a service.
Water as a service. Ja.
Ik doe €250.000 mee.
Oké, 3 keer.
Ja?
Ja, hartstikke leuk.
Ja, en deal is een deal, hè? Echt, ben mij serieus. Ja. Gaan we doen?
Ja.
Ja, we gaan.
Ja, nee, dit is echt goed.
Je kan gaan, want we zijn op Aquablu.
Ja, op Aquablu.
Op Aquablu.
Yeah, I was just very strange because if you ask me now like what happened, I don't know. Then I think it was a lot of things happening at the same time. They wanted to invest, so I just checked what was still possible, and we closed the last 1.1 million just in this episode. So I think it's definitely the best podcast I've ever done.
Ja.
Ik ben net klaar bij die podcast.
Ja, hoe was het?
Ja, ik heb 1,1 miljoen geclosed net.
That's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV.
Now we call the bank to see if they are agreeing with our proposal. To give you some context, we closed the funding round. The complete round of, actually 7 million, it's finished. And we had around 1.1 left, and I went to the Dragon's Den podcast just now. We just did a handshake on the podcast on the live, so it's not on TV, but that's been kind of the key thing for us in this fundraise, to make sure that we grab the right investors on board that are really about growing the business as fast as possible. And we've done this now through a round of Friends of Aquablu, where we kind of asked a group of angel investors to join our round as a friend, and then they would become economic investors and would help our company go to the next level.
So what's the one thing that we have to prove now that we have the funding?
Everything. There's not one thing. We need to prove everything. Not just to the investors, not just to the early adopters, not just to ourselves, but to the whole team and everyone. So I think if you ask me what should we prove, is everything.